Have y'all seen Trump over his social media lately? I mean, the man is unhinged. This is the Trump stock market because my polls, and I know a lot about polls, you love my polls, they're fantastic, they're great. My polls against Biden are so good. The investors are projecting that I will win and that everything that will drive the market up, everything else is terrible. Just look at the Middle East. And record-setting inflation has already taken its toll. Illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our nation. They're coming from prisons, mental institutions, from all over the world. Jack Warthog Smith and very big Fani Willis have been illegally coordinating in a criminal manner. But meanwhile, the feeble Joe Biden and his crime family and fake Dr. Joe Biden have been in Ireland crying fake tears in front of small crowds of foreigners. No more weak presidents. I mean, y'all, he's a madman. He's certifiably insane. Do some Americans really think that he should be in charge of the nuclear codes and public welfare? God forbid. He is not only cognitively unfit to be president, but also socially and behaviorally unfit to be president. Now I can imagine all the Trump humpers already in the comments banging on their chest being like, yo, me Trump, I love Trump. Before y'all comment, can y'all at least watch the video? Otherwise your cognitive dissonance is gonna be showing like a lot. And let me give you some examples of what I mean. Like this moment from when Trump confused his ex-wife, Marla Maples, for E. Jean Carroll, the lady who sued him for sexual abuse and defamation, even though he claims that she is not his type.
You're saying Marla's in this photo?
That's Marla, yeah. That's my wife.
Which woman are you pointing to?
No,
Here.
Carol.
Oh, is that?
The person
okay.
you just pointed to was
I
E. Jean
see.
Carroll.
Who is that? Who is this?
Point, your wife.
And the woman on the right is your then wife,
I don't know.
Ivana?
This was the picture.
Ivana.
I assume that's John Johnson. Is that
That's Carol.
Carol? Because it's very blurry.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. Not. I look at her. I see her. I hear what she says. Whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it.
Or him claiming that he saved Obamacare while calling it simultaneously a disaster and bragging about trying to get rid of it.
Obamacare is a disaster. And I said, we're gonna do something about it. I saved Obamacare when we got John McCain's negative vote. You know, he voted against it after campaigning for many, many years. He said, thumbs down. It was an amazing night. But we're going to fix it because it's a catastrophe.
Or claiming that if he loses, they're going to go ahead and just change the name of certain states.
But if you live in this Commonwealth, register everyone you know and get them out to vote. We have to win in November, or we're not going to have Pennsylvania. They'll change the name. They're going to change the name of Pennsylvania.
Or advocating not to repeat history as he repeats himself several times.
Never forget history, because if you forget, you never recover from it, and you repeat, and we're not going to repeat. We're going to have the greatest election success.
Or this, which may be the best Trump moment of 2024 so far.
And today, I have to tell you, it was very interesting because I said, wow, what a great victory. But then somebody ran up to the stage all dressed up nicely. But I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And she doesn't win this. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night. She had a very bad night. But I felt I should do this because I find in life you can't let people get away with bullshit, okay? You can't. You just can't do that. And when I watched her in the fancy dress that probably wasn't so fancy come up, I said, what's she doing? We won.
I mean, how dare she act like she won when she really lost? I mean, what kind of a maniac does that? How can you pretend when you do that? I mean, that's crazy. You'd never see me do that. I certainly would never do that. You've never seen me do that. What does it say of America if we vote back in a guy who has his own Wikipedia page for all of his childish nicknames that he's called other people? Or vote back in a guy who posts on his own social media a text picture of him with the words, "Trump was right about everything." Or vote back in a guy that says that he posts on his page saying, "There are no victims except me." Let's just for a moment put the shoe on the other foot. Let's pretend that Biden had done any number of those things, said that Biden was right about everything, or saying there are no victims except Biden, or Biden claiming that they're gonna change the name of Pennsylvania if Trump wins. Like, just for a second, try to put the shoe on the other foot. The right-wing media would have a field day. They would create content off of that for months and months and months, constantly bringing it up all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, Biden is not some kind of savior, and he has plenty of downsides. You know, like aiding and abetting a genocide in Israel, Gaza, which, by the way, Mr. President, if you want to avoid losing to Donald Trump in November, you need to change course and call for a ceasefire. Otherwise, you're flushing American democracy down the toilet just for some far-right leader who has no love or hope for you. Just saying. But, you know, that's a whole separate video. Regardless, Trump himself is in great cognitive decline. I mean, do we really want this madman back in the White House? Do we really, as Americans, want to get back on that sickening, twisted tilt-a-whirl of Trump being president? Sorry, but I'm not a glutton for punishment, and I don't think you are either. My name is Scott Johnson. If you want to catch more of me and my tiny little hands, you can find my YouTube and my TikTok both in the description box below. I post some really, really awesome content, but most importantly, do not forget to smash the subscribe button to Rebel HQ, and have a wonderful day.